I'm now just going to take a little bit of, tiny little bit of wall that's above this, it's above this slightly false sole around here. So it's off the heel, it's on a very slight angle. If you want, you can swap hands. Notice how I'm holding the rasp. Most important part is sort of 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock. So I'm not trimming flat, and I certainly don't want to remove anything off the heel. So now I can see that my inner wall is on the ground, my white line is on the ground. There's a very slight bevel to the outer wall. We do not want the outer wall, or the pigmented wall, sat on the ground. Right, on the ground, I mean on the ground surface. The quarters back here are already relieved. There's nothing to remove there. I just wanted to make sure that we were going to round this wall off. So I'm actually putting a sort of a rounding on the wall. It's not a straight line. I'm making sure that the outer wall is rounded as if it was a naturally trimmed foot. Okay? So note the angle that I'm using my rasp. And then I'm just going to finish by doing that. Just taking any sharp edges off. Good girl. And that's the finished trim, and that's literally a weekly checkup for this hoof. Okay. So this is a cloud pad and a cloud boot. Here we have, you can see it's wedged. It does flatten down quite a lot, but it offers some resistance still. Pop that back in. Always make sure that that flat edge is in the boot, sort of squared off toe. Press it all down, make sure it's nice and snug. Because this horse has a low plantar P3 angle. Good girl. Slide the boot on. These are slightly too big. Out of stock of some new boots for her. We're just waiting them to come back into stock. Make sure that the Easy Boot Cloud badge is the centre line of the hoof. These are just some material, spongy material, that I help the boot to fit better. I wrap it around, and I wrap it around, fold it back, push it in the centre of the heel bulb at the back. That makes it a better fit. It also absorbs the moisture created inside the boot. Tuck that round, fasten it up, and now we've got a slightly higher heel angle than we had before. This has it's actually a longish heel, but it's run forward and underneath the horse. Weak digital cushion. She does have the start of a frog spine, so that's good news, but you can see this is quite a flat frog. There is concavity, but it's not healthy concavity. The whole foot's lacking depth. It's broken away in the quarters. There's some false sole in here. We trimmed the bars and we Keritex these 10 days ago. And even though it's been in a boot 24/7, that is lovely and hard. It's not soft or squiffy or smelly or anything. It's a nice clean foot. It's not healthy. We've got a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of growth here that we're just going to check today. So again, note how I'm holding the foot. You can do it like this, like a farrier would do, out to the side. I actually don't think this horse likes this, so I'm going to drop this down. I actually have a tool caddy on my leg, but you could have this just there, pick it up. Notice how I'm using the rasp, how I'm holding the rasp. I'm only removing what needs to be removed in a guillotine-like fashion. I'm not flat to the foot, I'm slightly on an angle to the ground surface plane. I'm just looking for that nice, clean, white line. Beautiful. It's already little, this is all sort of damaged tissue back here. So I'm just going to bevel that, swap my rasp over, slightly bevel that. Make sure that those tubules aren't hitting the ground, that's when it'll flare out. And now I need to make sure that my outer wall, so I'm at a steeper angle now, just angling that away from me. She needs a break. Good girl, well done, good girl. Good girl. Relax, find the sweet spot, walk into it. And now we're just going to round the toe, never coming into the junction between the white line, which is actually yellow looking in this foot. We're just rounding the wall. Good girl. Good girl. Making sure that the outer wall, which in this foot, because it's a white foot, it is grey looking, the outer wall, and the inner wall is very creamy, almost white. The inner wall on this horse currently is yellow looking because it's slightly diseased. I'm going to round that wall, not too aggressively, these are thin walls, it's a thoroughbred. Whoa, 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 good girl. So we've never lowered this foot, not really. All we've done is backed it up a little. I suppose what we have done is just lowered the inner wall that was just slightly higher than the sole, and then revealed this cleaner white line, and that's taken all the pressure off them lamina. It's really going to help this foot stand up. Really important to round this like so. Just take that sharp edge off, literally kissing the sides there. She's done so well, good girl. And that's right. If you want to come closer and then just view this from the side, you'll see the bevel. Oops, just give it a break, just a sec. Give it a break. And if you want to just come around with the camera and just take a close-up of the foot from the side, you'll see the toe. So if you drop the camera down, we're looking at this area here. Can you see it? See that? Yeah. And then look at the foot side on. Tilt your camera just a little, the other way, so that it's on the same plane as the foot. Tilt the camera so it's facing the same direction as the toe. That's it. That's it. It's a little bit out of focus. Okay. All right. Turn it off.